It's Randy Orton. Oh,
I have voices in my head. They counsel me. They understand. They talk to me.
Hey guys, mrbeatle890 here, and today I thought I'd do a special video for you guys. Since I hit 1,500 subscribers, I thought I'd do a little shout-out video. But before we get to shout-outs and stuff, I thought we'd also do kind of a history of this channel and the twists and turns that have occurred throughout the years that I've been on YouTube. So without further ado, let's get started. So basically, my channel was started in August of 2011. I believe it was like the 2nd of August 2011. Now, the origins behind my username is not that spectacular. Literally, I like the Beatles, so I thought I'd put the Beatles in there somewhere. Obviously, because I'm a male, I thought I'd just put Mr. Beatle, and then 890, it's the last 3 numbers on the keyboard. So it's really not anything that spectacular. There's no, amazing backstory. It was just kind of me spontaneously thinking of a name for my YouTube account. So it's not really, nothing amazing there. But so in 2011, I made a few videos, but I was never really consistent with it. I made, videos here and there about different things, that sort of thing. But again, they were not that great videos. They're still, a lot of them are still up there. I think I uploaded some Beatles songs as well, but they never really did that well. Yeah, so that's basically that. And then in 2012, I started to do a few more videos as well. Started doing more wrestling videos. I started to upload a few wrestling reviews as well. Like, I think some of my early reviews are like WrestleMania 21, WrestleMania 17, but obviously I've done re-uploads of those because the layout in those videos are just shite, and I think they're gone now, actually, those videos. But yeah, I did like wrestling reviews like ages ago, and some of the pay-per-views I reviewed them twice because like I hated the first videos because the layout was so shit, and it was like, yeah, it was awful. And in 2013 I started to do more, do it a bit more consistently. Like I do like Beatles videos and WWE videos especially. Like I used to do a lot of pay-per-view reviews. I do ranking videos as well, I remember. Yeah, the Beatles videos I did were fun as well. I enjoyed doing those, but the only problem was I just kind of run out of ideas for the Beatles ones, and some of them would get taken down for copyright stuff, even though I never monetized them, so that was a bit annoying. I just really was annoyed by that, and yeah, I kind of run out of ideas for Beatles videos. That's why I don't really do them anymore, and they never really got that many views as well, so I thought I'd just mainly stick more on the wrestling side. So yeah, that's basically it. By about 2014, I discovered that basically that this computer has a mic. I mean, I'd known that there was like a mic somewhere on the computer, but I'd never really found it. I'd never really looked for it, but I found it, and that's how I started doing these audio commentaries. Now, I think the first audio rant I did was in like early 2014. Like it was on like WWE pay-per-view names, like how lazy they were and how shit they were. Like, like those names like Extreme Rules and like Match Stipulation pay-per-views. I went on to say how shit they were and stuff. And I did another one on like how WrestleMania should be held in the UK. I also did a Royal Rumble predictions as well, and I think that actually got a fair amount of views at the time when I didn't have that many subs. So that was interesting. I think it got in the hundreds or something. So that was quite good actually for me. So then, yeah, I would always do predictions videos every month, except for every now and then when I just didn't have time. Like, I remember I didn't do Elimination Chamber 2014 because I was on holiday at that time. But yeah, that's how I started doing like audio videos. So by 2014, in the summer of 2014, I really started putting up loads more content, more variety, that sort of thing. I did a lot of SummerSlam videos at that time, but a lot of them were really bad, like even back in 2014, so I deleted a lot of them. But then by October of 2014, I decided that I would change my pay-per-view layout style, make the font smaller, that sort of thing. So that made it look a lot better. And then, so yeah, I was definitely doing more pay-per-view reviews and that sort of thing. I did ranking Hell in the Cell matches as well. I did ranking TLC matches, that sort of thing. So that was definitely, I started to spread out my content, produce more variety, that sort of thing. So yeah, but then by 2015, that's when I started to meet all these people that I'm shouting out on YouTube, because eventually I created an Ask.fm account. I started speaking to people and stuff, and that's basically how this sort of thing happened. So yeah, that's basically just a quick summary of my YouTube reign. I guess that's a bit generous of me, but yeah, that's sort of it. I mean, I think if I was to talk about stuff happened in 2015, basically, you know, I've been definitely making. I think 2015's definitely been my best year for content, if I can say that. Like, you know, without being arrogant, like I think this definitely just been the best year for me producing content, like especially in terms of consistency and also just variety as well, I think. So yeah, and I've also noticed 2015 has been a great year for my subscribers. Like I remember, but like in November of 2014, I had 500 subscribers, and now by September, so in less than like a year, so like, you know, in about 10 months or so, I've now got another 1,000 subs, which is pretty good for me anyway. I think that's amazing, to be honest, because by I remember saying, you know, when I got 500 subs, I'll aim to get 1,000 subs by my birthday, and I managed to get 1,000 subs by March, so that was just insane. But yeah, no, it's been incredible, and you know, I actually have these guys to thank, a lot of them, because they've helped me, they've given me advice along the way, and that sort of thing. Sorry about that, I just had to pause the video there, because delivery man knocked on the door. So where was I? Basically, these guys have helped me along the way, given me advice, that sort of thing, helped promote my channel as well, I guess. So I've got them to thank, really. So I think we'll go on to the shoutouts, actually, because I think this will probably be more detailed than the history of this channel, because I didn't really want to go in much detail for that video, because I just thought, you know, it wasn't that interesting, to be honest. I just wanted to give you guys an idea of how long I've been doing it. Because I think a lot of people probably thought that I hadn't been doing YouTube that long, when in fact I've been doing it a fair amount of time. So yeah, let's get started with the shoutouts. Now before I get into this, I'm not doing YouTubers who are like, you know, who have like loads of subscribers and are like, you know, got a pretty, you know, loyal fan base. So you won't see people like We Are Pro Wrestling, Good Mic Work, Wrestling with Regret, those sort of people, because I just think, like, you know, there's no point in me shouting them out, because I just think they've got a big enough fan base anyway, so, you know, kind of pointless really. So yeah, anyway, let's get started with them. So and also, sorry to do this, but just want to say that it's in no particular order. I literally, there's no ranking system. I'm not saying like, oh, these guys are my favourite, these are my least favourite, you know. I mean, you know, it's just, you know, this is just me typing out people, right, like the first people that came to my head. So if you're at the bottom, don't worry, I don't hate you. And if you're at the top, you're not my favourite, but I still, you know, obviously do like you still, obviously. But yeah, let's get started. So first person I'm going to shout out, Lundrick. This guy, I feel, has really helped me along the way the most. Like, he's definitely given me a lot of advice. Because as I said, in October, I remember I changed my YouTube layout. But he was very kind of, you know, gave me a lot of, you know, honesty, and said how maybe I should change my layout again back in like April, and I took his advice on board. So he told me to about being like, you know, who won the match and time, how long the match went on for, and that sort of thing. So I took that on board, and I think actually it actually looks a lot better. So I have him to thank for that. And yeah, it's just good to see another British person on YouTube, and you know, it's good also because you know, it's not just wrestling that I can talk about with them. I can talk, you know, about you know, football or soccer if you're American, I guess, you know. But yeah, it's just good to have that kind of thing where, you know, it's just, you can talk about other things in wrestling on here. And yeah, he's just someone who's, you know, brutally honest. You know, in his videos he's brutally honest. Towards me he's brutally honest. Like, you know, if he says something, if he doesn't like something about my videos, or he likes something, he'll tell me. And you know, I respect that, because, you know, it's easy to be, you know, nice and not give any criticisms. But what I like about Lundrick is he gives constructive criticism. Like, he's not, you know, giving you the criticisms to, like, you know, mug you off or make you feel like a shit person. He's doing it just because, you know, he knows he knows that you can do better. So so definitely check out Lundrick. He does a great variety of videos. He's been doing wrestling videos consistently really since 2011. So that's a fair amount of years he's put into this. Almost probably 4 years now, I'm guessing. But yeah, he's just done a great variety of videos, like great series from back in the day. He did rival reviews, dream matches, top 10s. Like, there's just too many for me to list off the top of my head. But yeah, no, really good channel. I would definitely say check him out. Probably the most underrated here on YouTube, but that's up for debate. But yeah, no, Lundrick, definitely a channel you should check out. Next we have mrbeatle890. Another great channel here, similar to Lundrick, and yeah, just really good content. I mean, he always kind of bashes himself and says how his videos aren't great and how and how he could do better and how he's lazy. But you know what? I mean, it's not a big deal to me, because I just think it's your channel, you upload when you want to and that sort of thing. It's not a big deal. And the videos he does make are really good, and he gives his own kind of unique twist. It has, like, when he makes his videos, it has its own kind of unique feel. Like, it's got the Kingdom Hearts music, it's got like the blue thing for like the captions and stuff, which makes it look kind of unique. And yeah, it just has its own kind of feel in a way, I guess, which is one thing I really like about his channel. And his audio commentary videos I really enjoy as well, actually. I think he is really good at those, and I mean he does them fairly often, and I know obviously now that he's gone to college, so he probably won't do them as often, because obviously he's probably got a roommate who'll probably think it's a bit weird that he's talking about wrestling, so I don't blame him. But yeah, I would love to see him do more audio videos, so I think they're like really enjoyable, and yeah, just really good audio videos, and just a good variety of content in general. So definitely check out Jerichoholic870. Sorry. Next, NatureBoy818. Now this guy, one of the first out of these guys to find. I think he was the second person I found on YouTube out of these people. I think the first was obviously Lundrick, but yeah, NatureBoy818. He does a lot of like lists. Like, he did a very detailed like top 80 Kurt Angle matches, which was, I give him a lot of credit for doing that, because that probably must have took a lot of time. He's done top 50s for quite a lot of wrestlers, so that's I respect that quite a lot, because that takes a lot of time to do. And yeah, he's done pay-per-view reviews and stuff. And one thing I like about his reviews are they're very like just to the point. Like, he doesn't mess about. He doesn't kind of go off on a tangent like I feel I kind of do sometimes. But yeah, no, I just think it's better that he gets to the point, because I just think it's just it's a lot better, I guess. And yeah, he's just I've spoken to him obviously through like Ask.fm, that sort of thing. Yeah, he's a really nice guy as well. All these guys, I guess, the guys who I've spoken to through Ask.fm are all really nice guys. So yeah, I think definitely check out NatureBoy818. One thing, if you subscribe to his channel and you notice he hasn't uploaded for a while, I guess he's kind of like the Brock Lesnar of YouTube, where he'll be gone for a few months, and then he'll come back, and it will be and he does a great job, and it's awesome to see him back, and then he'll kind of like go away for a few months again. So yeah, I guess he's kind of like the Brock Lesnar or Undertaker of YouTube, I guess. So yeah, definitely check out NatureBoy818. Next we got Dean Ambrose145. This guy is a pay-per-view reviewer only. He's done a really good variety of videos. Like, he's done WCW, WWE, WWF, ECW. I think he might have done some NWA videos as well. Like, this guy's really gone out to review pay-per-views, which I think is I give him a lot of respect for that. And he's done a lot of kind of those Ruthless Aggression era pay-per-views that I really need to review. I think that's one thing that I kind of respect about him. He's done a lot of those. So yeah, I just really like his pay-per-view reviews. I think they're just great, and I think he, yeah, he goes all out to get all these pay-per-view reviews done, because he watches such a variety, which I think I give him a lot of respect for. So definitely check out Dean Ambrose145. Next we got Wrestle Review Guy. This guy is, again, he's also a pay-per-view reviewer. He's kind of just started on the scene, and you know what? I enjoy his pay-per-view reviews. I think they're pretty simple, but you know what? Sometimes simple is good, because you know, it's easy to kind of put on loads of effects and just make it, you know, all fancy and that. But he just puts, you know, text on and the star rating, done. You know, I respect that. I think, you know, it's just kind of, in some ways, it's a breath of fresh air to see something so simple on a YouTube review video. But yeah, no, I think this guy will put together some more great pay-per-view reviews because he's not been around that long, so you know, he hasn't had he's uploaded quite a lot, to be fair. But obviously, in the future, he'll obviously do more and probably a more variety. And I know he started that viewer's choice thing where people are gonna ask him like to review pay-per-views and stuff. So yeah, that should be fun, and I look forward to that. Next, we have Moti Wrestling. This is another guy who I found a couple of months ago. This guy, he does great videos also. I mean, he does a variety of kind of companies as well. Like he does, like, you know, New Japan, ROH. I believe he's done ROH. If he hasn't, I apologise. But yeah, he's done a really good like reviews. He's done such a wild variety. Like he's done top match of the year for WWE, like, you know, those sort of things, and and pay-per-view reviews, and just so many, you know, videos with such variety. It's quite, you know, it's really good to see someone tackle all areas of wrestling, which I give him a lot of respect for. So I think, yeah, definitely check him out if you haven't. Next, go to Elite Squad 101. This guy, I think, is very underrated also. He's one of those guys where I think in about a year's time he'll probably be a lot more successful and have a lot more subs, and I genuinely think he deserves it because he puts a lot of time into his videos. They're very neat, very tidy. Again, it's like Jerichoholic, they kind of have their own feel to it. So, you know, that's something that I kind of respect, and I think again, he does quite a wild variety. He does, you know, pay-per-view reviews, top lists, that sort of thing. And you know what? I really enjoy those, and you know, he's got really good kind of, you know, knowledge on every company, well, not on every company, but you know, especially like WWE, ROH, you know, that sort of thing. So that's, you know, a lot of fair play to it. Next we got it's Raining Blood's channel. I believe that's what it is. If it's not, I apologise. Yeah, I enjoy this guy's videos. He does mainly he mainly does like webcam videos. He's done like reviews of like pay-per-views. Like he'll review pay-per-views that have just happened. And I remember during the summer he did SummerSlam reviews. They were fun to watch, and he also did a top 50 SummerSlam matches, which is also a fun video. But yeah, a guy's got, you know, a lot of balls to kind of go up on webcam and do those kind of videos. Because the reason I don't do those is just because I find it hard to kind of look at the webcam camera when I'm talking. Like, obviously you can't see it, but I like to kind of move on my chair, that sort of thing when I do it. And I don't really like to look at the webcam camera that much, so it just looks a bit weird. But no, fair play to him. He, you know, looks, you know, his videos are very good, and you know, managed to you know, keep my interest when he's talking to the webcam. So I definitely say check out his channel. Next we got Death Formula. Again, he's fairly new. He started a few months ago. He's you know, doing a good variety of videos again, like pay-per-view reviews, top lists, that sort of thing. I think what's happened at the moment is his Windows Movie Maker's like broken or something, so he hasn't been making videos, you know, recently because of that. But when he eventually does come back, it'll be great to see him uploading videos once again, because he does very, very good pay-per-view reviews. And also, I think, I don't know if I've ever said this to him before, but if he's watching, I respect the fact that his English is amazing. Like, I didn't even know he was Spanish until like he brought it up, because literally I had no idea. His English is insane. Like, he's literally bilingual. Like, it makes me feel, I mean, like, I know a bit of Spanish, but I'm not exactly that great. Like, I did a bit of school, but I'm pretty shit at Spanish. And, you know, fair play to him for completely you know, mastering a new language, cause especially English is such a confusing language. So fair play to him for doing that. Next we got Weapon Alex. This guy does a real variety of videos, like a real variety. Like, he doesn't just do wrestling. He does like music, just like him like doing songs and stuff, and like movie reviews and things. So fair play to him for kind of expanding his channel, not just doing one kind of topic. Like, people have been saying to him like, oh, why aren't you doing more wrestling videos and things? And I'm just thinking like, well, it's his channel at the end of it. He should do what he wants. And you know what? It's fair play to him for trying to expand his audience and not just focus on one demographic. Because I actually think that's probably a good idea, to be honest. But yeah, no, I enjoy his videos. He does like reviews of Raw. He does Raw and NXT reviews, obviously pay-per-view reviews in that kind of like just webcam videos. And he has a website also where he like puts up star ratings for matches and the overall score. And he's done a lot of pay-per-view reviews on that website. So yeah, that's definitely, you know, something unique about him that I enjoy. Just a very good channel in general, really. Next, hopefully I get this right, 7699619. Really like this guy's channel. One thing that he brought in that I really enjoyed was like his top matches of the month. I thought that was a really good idea. Like, he did like I think it's top 15, top 20 matches of the month. He did it from like all companies, and I thought that was a really clever idea. I thought that was awesome, because you know what, no one's really done it before. It was something really original, and it was always good to see what matches from like TV matches that I may have missed, or you know, from other promotions. So it was actually, I really like that idea. And again, he just kind of tackles a variety of videos. In a way, he's kind of like Moti Wrestling. Him and Moti Wrestling are very similar. You know, tackle all varieties of companies and that sort of thing. But yeah, I really like this guy's channel. I think he's another guy who I think could, you know, grow in subscribers quite well. Next, Voice of Wrestling Y2J HBK. This guy did like highlight matches, which I think was pretty awesome, because I always like watching those kind of videos because I think they look awesome. I've considered doing them before, but I just think like I've never really been asked to do it because I just think it wasn't something that I'd be that great at. So fair play to him for actually, you know, doing those. Unfortunately, WWE keep like blocking them, and it's really annoying because they start to pick up like views, and then WWE just block them, and it's just a bit unfair, really. But he has done kind of like list videos as well, that sort of thing. So I'd really like to see him maybe upload those, because I know he hasn't uploaded in a while because of WWE blocking his content. But maybe if he did more list videos, that sort of thing, and maybe pay-per-view reviews or something, I would really like to see him do that. I think the ones that I've seen were pretty good, so why not try those? That's my suggestion for him anyway. Next, Prince of Strong Style 9 V2. I really like this guy's channel. Again, he tackles a variety of wrestling promotions. So he tackles, you know, WWE, New Japan, mainly New Japan. I know he's quite into his New Japan, which is, you know, fair play to him. And yeah, his videos are very good. I think maybe if he did them more consistently, maybe if he made more time, I reckon he'd probably have more subscribers. But you know what, maybe there's a reason. I'm not here to judge and say, oh, you should do more videos, like, as you know, in a demand. I'm just saying it's as a suggestion. But I like his videos. I think he could definitely become, you know, definitely more popular if he's, you know, keeps making more, if he made more consistently. But that's just a suggestion. But I really like his videos. I think you should definitely check him out. Second to last now, Wrestling Crisis. This guy, he does webcam videos, which again I respect, because it's just something that I really wouldn't be able to do. But yeah, he tackles like different topics in WWE, and you know what, I respect the fact that he's just honest. Like, he's not really afraid to say what he thinks. Like, whether, I remember he made a video saying how he didn't like technical wrestling, which, you know what, that's pretty ballsy to say, because, you know, especially in a community like the IWC and the YWZ, like, you're going to get completely battered if people say that. But yeah, I just respect the fact that he has the balls to say what he thinks, and doesn't really give a shit, and back up his points well, to be honest. And I respect that, because I just think, you know, there are some people who kind of feel like they're afraid to, you know, disagree with, to agree with everything that everyone says. So it's a breath of fresh air in a way, almost, to see someone who kind of disagrees in a way. And finally, Diesel 101 Raw. This guy does, again, similar like webcam videos where he'll just, you know, do random topics and stuff. And I respect the fact that he basically, if someone kind of calls him out, he'll just completely smash them, like completely destroy them verbally. Like, you know, when little like trolls and stuff kind of talk shit, he'll just completely talk shit back and just destroy them, and they have no real response. So I respect that very much. And his videos are very funny as well. Like, I enjoy like his topics that he does on them as well. They're very kind of unique, and they have that, you know, that like a good feel to it. So yeah, I would definitely say check out his channel. I know I said finally for Diesel 101 Raw, but I forgot to say that also one final person, Art Carter. This guy has been doing a lot of pay-per-view reviews, tackling a lot in such a short period of time that he's been on YouTube, so I really respect that. I think that's awesome that he's done that. He's very comments on my videos a lot of the time, which, you know, I always like to see, because I like discussion to occur on my videos. So that's always good to see. I always enjoy that sort of thing to happen. And yeah, he's done some top lists as well, which are good. But yeah, he's mainly doing pay-per-view reviews, and he tackles a lot of them in such a sort of short period of time, which I respect a lot, because they must take a lot of time out of his day. But you know, fair play to him. I would definitely say check out his channel. He hasn't got that many subs yet, but I think once people see more of his, when more people see his content, I think he'll definitely gain a lot more subscribers in the near future. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for 1,500 subscribers. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe.